Hello, obscure Toyota race car fans. So this is called a Celica LB Turbo Group 5 racer from the late 70s. And it seems as though Choro-Q made some sort of iteration of it. Maybe. That's the impression I get. No, maybe not. The windows are totally different. Or not. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what what this is. But if we look at it here, it says twin something turbo. I would assume twin cam turbo. Oh yeah, over here it says twin cam turbo. So it's got the standard wheelbase, it looks like, of a Choro-Q, but it's got these GT wheels and the Dunlop tires, and on the bottom it does say GT, but not the font I'm used to. Celica Silhouette Racer, and it does say 1985 there. Yeah, so okay, the construction of a screw in the front and a tab somewhere in the rear. I don't know. Maybe that. These are actually inserted taillights, these orange things. Unfortunately, they're not transparent. And it's clear to me that there was a wing here, but it's gone. You know, this thing was played with probably with a kid. Yellow windows, there's a spring motor. Let's see if the motor still works. Yeah, it does. Whoa. These things go really fast because they have rubber tires, good traction. This is just blank. It's part of the base, I guess. Some sort of fog lights here. No, those are headlights. So yeah, I do think this is the car in the photographs. It's just deformed, right? I could spend a lot of hours figuring out the wing, and printing one out, but I already have one that looks like the photograph, so I'm gonna use something that's been sitting on my desk in my drawer for like several years. I ordered some stuff online and they sent me a free wing. So I glued the end plates together already. It's just laser cut acrylic, so it doesn't have curvature like a real wing or anything like that, but hey, it was free. And now it's a good opportunity, because this is a black car almost, to just pop it on there. I could just pop it on right onto the body, but I'm going to try to use the struts. So I think this thing actually glues to this, right, the thin things, and then it's actually supposed to glue to the back surface of a vehicle, like back here, like, right? But since I have these things, you know, I could actually glue it like that. If I cut off the rest, then it'd be a really low wing. Let's see. If I jam this plastic in here, that's horizontally, I could rest. Nah, I don't know. That's weird. I think what I'm going to do is actually cut off this part here and just glue it. You know, try to make that flat. Let's see if I can cut it off without totally wrecking it. Acrylic is pretty strong, so I'm going to use my cheap cutters. I don't want to use my hobby cutters. Yeah, that worked. I was afraid of breaking the thin struts. Alright, so now I'm going to use a little small file. Try to sand that smooth. Okay. Get this run roughly the same. I should actually file them together, but I'm not sure if I can actually hold such small things. No, I cannot. Do they look similar? I want them to be the same height. But this is really hard to figure out. No, they're not the same height. Pretty close. Maybe a little bit more off of this one. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So now I have to glue these in place onto the vehicle. Which way? Yeah. So they're sitting in this little groove in the body. Okay. Get all the dust off. Get my little crazy glue thing. These nozzles always glue shut, so I literally have to unscrew it. I never buy bulk, big bottles of crazy glue, because the nozzle always, gets messed up. I want to just make sure the orientation of this is correct. And I'm going to just use some tweezers. Hold on here. So I actually have to put this in backwards if I want to cant the wing properly. At least according to that one. Let's see about this one. Well, so far so good. Not so good. I feel like I have to trim out. There's a bunch of residual glue. I think the previous owner, probably tried to glue the wing back in. So there's a lot of gunky stuff in here. My good old hobby knife. Alright. For some reason this wing is not going in as far. Yeah, there's some... Maybe I need to trim off more of this also. Oh, I broke it. So that's a problem. I was so close. I have to try to do this off camera. This is a bumper from the Suzuki Jimny from BM Creations. It just has an optional bumper. So I dug out that last piece. It just was impossible to try to glue that thing together. So now I have this crazy glued in. I'm going to take these flat side cutters. Maybe not cut out that much. I want to keep the hole. There, so now that's my new wing strut. And since this has two, some crazy glue on this one. Slide this in this groove and wait for this to set. And we'll do the same thing again. And they're equal, right? Make sure it's relatively straight and vertical. Okay. Yeah, all right. So there's a hole there. Maybe try to cover that. No, I gotta cover to the rear. All right. Get my toothpick. Oh, I had the wing upside down. Guess that's straight enough. Yeah, not the best, but try doing that through your own phone camera and see what happens. Alright, well, it's better, I guess, than it was. Alright, that's questionable. You can decide for yourself. Let's look at a few other Toyotas. So that other Celica I have is actually a free print file. You can look up Dendeba. That person's still in my subscriptions, and he has these realistic and deformed files you can 3D print. So you have to paint it though, it takes a lot of time. But so this one looks more like the photographs, more so than the Choro-Q, that's for sure. And that's actually 1/64 scale, I believe. Alright, let's see, this is a freebie. This is actually an ENEOS oil freebie. I think ENEOS must be some sort of petroleum or gas company in Japan. And this is a pullback, it was a pullback toy. That's the Toyota SC430 or the Lexus SC430. This Choro-Q is of a Supra, but for the Super GT championship there in Japan. And then this is a LMP car of some sort, a Toyota TS010. Okay. Actually, none of these are, I guess that's the closest to a normal Choro-Q deformation. Let's get a classic race car out here. So this is a Toyota 11, I think. Yeah, a Toyota 11 rally car. This is what Choro-Qs usually look like. So you can see this black car today is much longer. Maybe not wheelbase wise, but body wise it just seems like a longer car. Also wider as well. Maybe it's an optical illusion because this has the coin holder, which pleasantly this does not. Yeah, kind of wish they just stopped all the coin holder nonsense. Just detracts from the toy, I think. Alright, well, is it a save or is it making it worse than it was? I don't know. It was a cheap toy, so I thought it'd be an interesting project just to use that wing, but now you know that that wing is extremely fragile. I have no idea where it came from. If you see a wing like that online, you might want to avoid it or use it properly the way it was designed to be used. But you can save stuff with just random pieces of plastic. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next Choro-Q video.